Perfect. Give another couple of seconds. I don't want to waste too much time because we have a very short amount of time together. We want to make sure that everybody gets in here.
All right, everybody, we've hit 1:30, so we're going to go ahead and jump in. Welcome to How to Organize Your Community Around Childcare Solutions, the 7th of the 7 Tiny Training Series. Today is June 29th, 2023.
Woohoo. All right, so I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this because you guys have probably seen this 6 times before, but this is our tiny training series. We're going to spend the next 30 minutes together kind of chatting and talking, and as you can see, we've come a long way with a lot of content before this meeting, so happy to be here.
If you don't already know, Montana Childcare Business Connect was established in 2022 to support communities and entrepreneurs with business elements of starting, owning, and operating childcare programs. On the screen, you'll see our critical areas of work and a list of our team members. I am Alex DuBois, the Business and Community Engagement Manager, and I'm really happy to be here today to talk about community work, and I'll pass it over to my colleague Shelby, who's also helping present today.
Yeah, I'm Shelby Whalen. I'm the community navigator for Connect, and I am equally, if not more, excited to be here. All right, so yeah, our goals for the day, we're going to just be kind of going through the benefits of collaboration, what community resources could do for you, how to make your case and have the conversation with the people in your community. As an existing provider, why and how you need to be at the table, and how Montana Childcare Business Connect can help in that process.
Okay, to ground us a little bit, here's a few things that we know. We know there's not enough quality early care and education available to meet the demand of families in any county in Montana. So current childcare providers should be great partners in advocating for additional care in their area. You guys are all the experts and can be a great asset to these conversations within the community. We also know that childcare is a broken market, so providers should at least have strong business practices to ensure they are making ends meet. Since the childcare system is so complex and very little viability, the system can really benefit from creative solutions and partnerships to build in more stability. And lastly, what Shelby and I have learned through all of our community work is that being really solution-oriented is a must. This can be super helpful when you're interacting with individuals that are hesitant to change.
Definitely. So we're going to go over just like super basic definition of collaboration just to get us on the right foot. But really collaboration is a process. And it's just bringing together like those community members that have unique passions and skills and resources to achieve a common goal. And overall, we're just kind of trying to pool expertise, perspective, again, resources to build kind of a broader, innovative solution that hopefully is a benefit to everybody involved.
Although community work, talking to people in your community, bringing people together can sometimes be difficult in building those relationships, there are a ton of benefits that can come out of it. Everyone professionally and personally has gifts, talents, and skills. And I think sometimes we forget about this when we're interacting or building relationships with others. This really means that all of those assets can really be leveraged to be more efficient in accomplishing goals. Community work can really spark excitement and engagement throughout the community and enhance an understanding of the childcare needs within your area. I think we all know that there's just not a great understanding in our broader community of what childcare looks like and what the needs are for our childcare system and supporting children and families. Humans are tribal people, and we really like to have that sense of community. So bringing people together and building relationships can really build that sense of belonging and foster kind of that sense of community ownership and pride.
Definitely. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about those community resources. I think that there's a vast wealth within communities. Not only can community resources spur new ideas and solutions, open up doors, they can change opportunities as they come available. There's more resources. All of a sudden, there's a space that came available. There's a person that moved to the town. This also can make your business more profitable, given the relationships you build or the clientele. Sharing resources in that way cuts down cost. The community will see you as a trusted business. So if you're interacting with those other trusted businesses and creating almost like a network of collective power, community members are down to listen to who has relationships and who's connected to things. Some community resources that come to mind immediately for me would be like building space, funding opportunities, staff, or just human power, and then just like growth, being able to share clientele and just kind of collectively grow together. This is an opportunity, but I'd love to have you guys come off mute or utilize the chat feature. Are there specific resources that come to mind for you from your unique community? Or are there resources that you've utilized in the past? I just want this to be an opportunity where we can share out different ideas. And maybe, somebody leaves this call and goes like, oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that. I need to go reach out. So feel free to come off mute or in the chat. I love the silence. I can sit here forever.
Can't see.
Ah, we can hear you.
Sorry, we are on a phone traveling as we're on the.
No, it's perfect. It works.
We are actually just in the beginning stages. We just got approved for our building yesterday, in fact. And we are doing the licensing and all of the beginning phases. We've been Head Start teachers for the last 10 years and are getting ready to branch on our own. So we have some resources that we've used with our previous employment, but we're just beginning to learn all that's out there for ourselves.
Yeah, no, congratulations. That's so exciting. But yeah, you brought up a really great point. Organizational resources, trainings through Head Start or early Head Start partnerships. I think that's definitely. What other things are people sparking? Anything else? We'll take one more and then I promise I'll let you go for a second.
One thing.
Oh, yes.
Somebody put one in the chat. Oh, good. One thing I just learned is there's community foundations in every community.
Yes. Yeah, working with other businesses in the community, see what their childcare needs are and if they'll be able to pitch in. 100%. Yeah, I mean, look at those resources. That is like clientele you can check off your list. I think 100%. Perfect. Thank you guys for entertaining me.
All right,
right.
so we're gonna move into making the case. When we're building relationships and working within their community, sometimes we have to make the case of why they should be involved. There's so much data and research available that can really be used to make the case of how important childcare is to our society as a whole, along with talking about a child's brain development and really setting that foundation for lifelong success. There's also the economic argument that sometimes we forget to mention. On average, 22,000 Montana parents are unable to work due to lack of childcare. Childcare is directly related to our workforce and our state economic success. Employers across our state should really look at this and see how childcare is affecting their bottom line. This is just one example of a messaging tactic to help you make your case.
Yeah, definitely. So here's another couple of the points that you can think about when you're starting the conversation, during the conversation. And it's going to call back to what we had mentioned in the beginning, that across the state, there is need for care. No community is sufficient at this point. As you can see here, this is the map of childcare deserts, which I'm sure most of you are really familiar with, but you can kind of just take a second and realize the scarcity that a lot of communities are experiencing. When we talk about families, licensed childcare capacity meets only 43% of the estimated demand in the state. That's so many families that are having a constant struggle day in, day out. Where am I going to take my kiddos? Is where I'm taking my kiddos what I need for my work, for my family needs? And then children. From 2017 to 2019, 60% of children in Montana ages 3 to 4 were not in licensed and registered care. So, as childcare providers, we can appreciate that licensed and registered care is the safest, highest quality option for children. But unfortunately, in a lot of areas, that's just not really available. It's not an option. So, and then success-wise, clearly looking at this map, we can realize that this is greater than a problem that can be solved and pushed off to just parents and childcare providers alone. Businesses and other community members have to step in at this point.
All right, so having the conversation, whether you're wanting to engage individually, one-on-one, or bring a group of people together to solve an issue, you should always think through the conversation before having it. A lot of people don't put a lot of time into planning these conversations, and it's actually a very vital, important piece. So first, you'll want to start with figuring out what your goal is. This could be something as simple as just starting to build a relationship and getting to know someone better, or going into a conversation with a concrete ask. You'll want to think about who you're talking to and what types of messaging will be the most impactful to that individual or group. As I touched on before, a large business owner is most likely going to want to hear how childcare will help stabilize their workforce and improve their profit margins, whereas a local nonprofit might want to hear about how childcare affects the health of young children and families in the community. Lastly, you'll want to figure out what your call to action is. Again, if you're focused on relationship building, this might be a commitment to meet again. If you're focused on getting an employer to support your child care facility, this might be asking them to consider buying slots for their employees. So that's just a really basic outline when you're thinking about talking to someone.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit. Of course, I'm the one that's going to give you all the opportunities to come off mute and in the chat. I'm the bad guy. I'm just kidding. No, why are you needed at the table? So let's talk a little bit about your value in your community, from your job position, from your experience in life. There are not enough children, or there are enough children without care to sustain more providers. You understand the intricacies of the job, the business, your clients. And going on clients, you can be a representative to families you serve. So families, demographics, you can think about, I have several families that struggle to pay month to month. Like, this is a situation that I experience, or I know I have a wait list of 20 kids. I know that there's availability, or there's, there is a demand for this. I would like you to come off mute or put into chat what other reasons you are thinking you should be at the table. There are many, many, many reasons, and I have one in my head, but I want to hear what you have. All right, I'll give you one more as an idea. You are a part of the community. I mean, essentially, like, you can be coming to the table wearing a couple different hats, not only as a child care provider, as an expert in the field, but also just as a member of the community. Anything else? All right, fine. I'll lead it be. Ooh, oh my gosh, in the chat. Yes, yes. So Taylor, I work for Region 7 CCR&R. We have resources and information and supportive services. Yes, definitely. Yeah, bringing together those resources, especially like if you run into meetings. I've been in many meetings where I bring together a resource or a service that can be provided, and people have never heard that was an option, even though, like, I feel like I'm screaming it, yeah, you're always going to find somebody that's shocked and surprised by what you can bring to the table. Thank you, Taylor. Awesome.
Hi, this is Shelley. Did someone already say opportunities for expansion?
Nobody has said opportunities for expansion. Bingo.
Well, I'm saying it now then.
You should. Yes, exactly that. Shelley, I completely agree. There's always opportunity. You can literally come to the table with just opportunities. Cool. Thank you.
All right. So how we can further help you. Shelby and I work in communities, help support communities. We're really invested in community level work and community capacity building work. We both have experience facilitating community collaborative work and can really relate to those roadblocks that may arise. So we can offer thought partnership, tips and tricks on facilitating conversations, connection to resources, help with talking points and data, which we love, and examples of other work happening around the state.
Yeah. Before we switch off this slide, I will also add that our schedules and our ability to help you can be really flexible. So if these couple of slides aren't exactly what you need, but you're looking for something a little bit unique, or every situation and community is unique, just reach out, schedule a time. We'd be happy to figure out how we can best support you. I think that's our main goal, is just to be a resource. And we'll provide as much as we can as far as materials or our energy. I don't think that there's really a limit to what we can manipulate around. Great. Cool. All right. So yeah, so we have a survey here at the end to go ahead and scan and give us some feedback. If you want to reach out and get in touch with either Alex or I, my email's right there. I can figure out which one we should kind of divvy you out to, or other members of our staff. But I do want to open up the floor for any questions.
And
If
before,
anybody else,
oops, sorry.
No, you're good.
Before we dive into any questions that people may have, I did want to put a plug in that we'll be releasing some information about our next training series soon. So keep an eye out for that, since this is the last one of this series.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. And I would just also say this is, like Alex just said, the last one of the series. So those of you that have been with us for at least 4, some of you have been with us for all, so thank you. But those that have attended at least 4, I'll be getting the ECP verification done soon for those 2 hours of training credit.
Definitely. Yeah, we got done a little bit early. So this also can be a time if you have, you know, situations or future plans that you'd like to talk through. We'd love to offer feedback or just in celebration if things went well for you. Oh, you're muted. No worries.
I think in our situation, we're just in the beginning stages of finding resources for startup and avenues in doing that. But that is something that we're definitely, you know, further interested in finding. I know that we've got to, we're going to be meeting with HRDC today to hopefully find out some more with that. But if there's any shared resources for new childcare is getting started, that's we're interested in finding out information with that.
Yeah. First off, I'll just put a plug in there for our brand new website that just launched a couple of days ago. You can go on there and explore through a wealth of resources. It's childcarebusinessconnect.com. And please feel free to utilize anything on that website. And if you get there and you're like, I still am hungry for more, my and Jason and maybe Alex's scheduling link is on the website, so you can email us or schedule directly onto our calendar to reach out about maybe a resource that isn't on there, but we have it in planning stages, or we haven't even thought about it, so we can add it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and if you haven't met with Jason yet, he gives great business one-on-one TA for free. So
Definitely.
Oh, and we would be very glad to do that.
Yes, yeah, definitely. Cool. Other questions or celebrations or comments? Shelley.
Well, we'll be in touch with you, Shelby, but I guess right now we're kind of at this stage of building the case because we're trying to recruit some local businesses to our team
Definitely.
that we're working with to try to expand childcare options in our community. And thinking there might be some things on that new website that we could use.
I hope so. I hope so. Yeah, and I'll just plug this in here too, just as like a tidbit to start your conversation when you're thinking about how you want to initially make that outreach to businesses. Jason and I have had many conversations about this, but I think starting with talking to businesses about their workforce, the demographics of their employees, the potential need for their employees, how they're doing as a business, and then kind of weeding in the childcare option thought, I think is going to be like a good approach. Jason, do you have any other thoughts on that?
No, I think you're spot on. I mean, when you're talking to any business owner, they want to know what the bottom line effect on their business is. And so you got to talk dollars and cents. Alex's point earlier about, you know, target the right message to the right people at the right time often does not include anything about early childhood development or what that means long-term about kids and families. What it means is jobs, my workers produce revenue and profit for me. And if they are at 50% staff, then they're not at full productivity.
Yep.
And that's the conversation.
Definitely. But yeah, please reach out to me. I have a ton of resources about different ideas for interview questions or how to structure that kind of stuff. So I'd be happy to be a part of that planning team.
And we can pull some data too if you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I really need a data point for this business owner. So we're happy to share that. too.
Yeah, yeah. Super data geek here. Awesome. Other things? Great. Well, if anything else pops up, you know where to find us. And I'm happy to, in the most cliche Zoom speak, gift you back 5 minutes of your day. And so we will talk to you later and look for more updates.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank
Bye.
you.